Welcome one and all to the online learning platform at Department of Civil Engineering, BMS Institute of Technology and Management, Bangalore. I am Dr. Rajesh Gopinath and you are along with me for the course Environmental Protection and Management. As you can see in slide 5, in the last session we had discussed about initial environmental review, that is the first step towards implementation of EMS in an organization. Slide 6. The second step of implementation of EMS will be discussed today. In today's presentation, I shall be explaining to you about environmental policy statement, or more popularly termed as environmental policy. This presentation will be engaged in the following manner. Basically, the entire session discusses and divulges the salient features of environmental policy with respect to its definition, how we go about writing it or preparing it, what does it contain, alright. And finally, towards the end, I shall be summarizing and listing the references for your kind perusal. So now, let us start this session with slide 7. Let me start with the definition for environmental policy statement. Basically, environmental policy statement of any organization is its intention and principles in relation to its overall environmental performance, which provides a framework for action and for setting of its environmental objectives and targets, and its commitment to continual improvement through EMS. Okay, so if I can make it simpler, environmental policy statement is basically a statement of the organization's commitment to the environment, its intention towards environmental protection. Okay, and please note the significance of this statement is that it serves as a framework for planning and action. Alright, now as I started off, this is the second step in the implementation of an EMS, and especially since the implementation has to be comprehensive, understandable and transparent, this step which follows the initial environmental review is a very critical step and must showcase to all the stakeholders the commitment that the organization has to the environmental improvement. Actually, when you compare ISO 14001:2015 with the previous version, that is ISO 14001:2004, they are slightly different in many ways. Alright, and one among these many ways is basically the requirement of the environmental policy in itself. Okay, now please understand, despite that the environmental policy being one of the mandatory requirements of EMS, clause 5.2 of this standard does leave room for interpretation. It also gives direction on what an environmental policy should contain and what it should provide for an organization. So, how do you go about writing an ISO 14001 environmental policy? Please note, the policy, the drafting should be appropriate for the context and purpose of the organization. It must include the nature, that is scale and impact of the activities. Yes, of course, how detailed this part of the policy is, it truly depends by considering the context of the organization. Okay, amidst all the contents, there are two important contents that cannot be omitted and has to be mandated. Firstly, prevention of pollution. This must now be considered in any environmental policy, as well as there is inclusion of a commitment to environmental protection. Secondly, compliance obligations. This term has now taken the place of legislation, and it is now closely tied in with identifying needs of the interested stakeholders. Please remember, complying with legislation is now no longer enough. So, it is likely that more details will be required to cover this requirement in the environmental policy. With this brief introduction, let us now move on to the other salient features with slide 8. Alright, now the ISO 14001-2015 environmental policy basically outlines the organizational approach to the effect that its activities would have on the environment. Alright, and this statement must come from the top management itself. The environmental policy basically displays what commitments your enterprise or your company will make to control and improve their businesses in all aspects in regards to environment. Okay, and please note, the reason why that the environmental policy should come from the top management is because this policy basically will affect how any or every individual performs their job in relation to environmental impact. So when the policy is basically from the top level to the lower levels, every individual is obliged to follow the same. Okay. The top management must establish, implement and maintain an environmental policy so that it provides building blocks for setting up environmental goals, so that the policy includes a commitment to the protection of environment, such that it encompasses a pledge to fulfill its compliance obligations, and most importantly, so that and such that it consists of a commitment to continual improvement of the EMS in order to build upon the environmental performance. Please note, above all this, the environmental policy must be maintained as a documented information, and it should be communicated throughout the organizations across all the levels and must be available on any company website to be available to the interested stakeholders. Now let us move on to slide 9, wherein we shall be discussing about section 5.2 of this ISO 14001-2015 standard. This section basically deals with the other factors that have to be considered while drafting the environmental policy. And the salient features with respect to this section are primarily with respect to the leadership. The clause regarding leadership basically suggests that the environmental policy must be aligned with the strategic direction of the organization. In simple words, the environmental policy and the activity of the policy must be a part of organization's overall vision and mission. The section also suggests that the policy should provide a framework for setting out environmental objectives. It also should provide a commitment towards protection of the environment and prevention of pollution. And please remember, this is unique to 14001-2015 standard. Compliance obligations and continual improvement must also be considered in this section. Again, how detailed you make this in your environmental policy will largely depend on the size and scope of your activities as well as the possible resulting impacts. Okay. Now, as I had mentioned before, it is the job of each leader or the top management and definitely of every organization to communicate the environmental policy across all the levels of the organization. It needs to be ensured that the level of detail that you communicate with respect to the environmental policy should meet the need of the organization. That is, every stakeholder is aware of what the environmental policies is, what it describes, what it expresses, and what it opines. Okay, please remember, the environmental policy is basically like an advertisement for the business. So it is actually an opportunity to showcase the company and its environmental principles to the outside world. With this basic generic information, now let us look at few sample environmental policies from slide 10 onwards. In slide 10, you can see the environmental policy of Reliance Industries. Now, for your information, you can see that this environmental policy has three parts. Okay, first is the statement in itself. So if I need to read it out, it says protection of environment is of prime concern and a core business value at Reliance Industry Limited, and so forth. That's the first part. The second part, they specify in particular what the environmental policy deals with. For instance, they speak about promoting tree plantation, green surrounding. They speak about conserving natural resources. Okay, now that's the second part. Look at the third part, which I have highlighted within a red box. It has been signed itself. So basically, an environmental policy which is displayed on the website of any company or the premises of any organization or an industry will contain these three important aspects: the statement, the specific commitments, and a signatory by the top level management. Let us look at slide 11. Now slide 11, the image on the left hand side is basically the environmental policy of Wipro GE Private Limited, and if you can see, their environmental policy has integrated safety policy also. Alright, so again there are three parts: the statement, then the specific requirements, and the signatory. But there is an additional information that this environmental policy contains. They have also listed out the duties and responsibilities. Okay, so this is again communication to all stakeholders. This is transparency that is being imparted to all the stakeholders. Image on the right hand side is basically the environmental policy of Rathburn Area Solid Waste Commission. So what are the salient features of this policy? You can see the date, you can see which project they are dealing with, you can see a generic statement, you can see specific areas that the policy deals with. For instance, they speak about hazardous waste, water quality, greenhouse gases, environmental education, and so forth. Yes, it also indicates the signatories. Now let us move on to slide 12. Here you can see the environmental policy of IND Rubber. Now this is very important because here this company, which is based in Tamil Nadu, has displayed its environmental policy in the company website and its premises in both the English language and the native language, that is Tamil. This is a very important thing that everyone should remember, because when you are based in a rural environment or a local environment, it is important that all the locals, the residents, the local workers should also understand what your company stands for with respect to its environmental commitments. My dear friends, we are almost done with the presentation. Let us now move on to the summary, slide 13. So what have we learned so far? You are aware now of what an environmental policy stands for. Also, I had defined it to you. To reiterate, the statement by an organization with respect to environmental policy depicts its intentions and principles with relation to its overall environmental performance, which thereby provides a framework for action and for setting of its environmental objectives and target. And essentially this indicates the commitment of the organization for continual improvement through the EMS. Please remember, the policy should express management's overarching environmental commitments and intentions. The policy must reflect organization and operational realities. It should be able to review existing management commitments to the environment. It should depict commitments towards sustainability. It should have commitment towards environmental compliance in itself. Yes, of course, a policy has to be always prepared based on the size and the scope of the operations of any organization. That is large scale industry, medium scale industry, small scale industry, geographical barriers and so forth. Yes, any policy which is drafted has to be approved at the appropriate management level, and essentially it is a top management which cascades or communicates it to all the levels within an organization. Please remember always, environmental policy is a statement of management's commitment to the environment, the commitment of every stakeholder connected with the organization to the environment. And yes, as you saw in the slide, wherein environmental policy was also described in native language, is essentially to indicate that this environmental policy can be used to educate the staff and the public itself. Now, please remember, having said all this, environmental policies will vary greatly from organization to organization. Okay, but the basic framework remains the same, and this was communicated to you with the sample environmental policies that I had showcased with respect to Reliance Industries, with respect to IND Rubber, or let us say Wipro GE as well. My dear friends, now in slide 14 I have shown the references for you. I request all of you to also go through this and enhance your knowledge. Slide 15. In the next session we shall discuss about continual improvement and pollution prevention. I am Dr. Rajesh Gopinath signing out. I thank one and all for your kind attention.